Hello, so considering the current state of clanning, I decided to make a video to all the unks who have never clanned, which hopefully would get more people to begin clanning even within its current state. We also need some new gens as it is dying out unless YouTube is stripping. I haven't seen a single video yet that explains what Roblox clanning is in detail. Right, so this video is mainly going to be targeted towards people with absolutely no background in clanning and to get your clanning career started. So to just start everything off, I'll be briefly explaining what clanning is and how they operate. I'll also be connecting resources within the description, and I put this in after I wrote like 30% of the video, but clanning is mostly EST time based. Most events are at EST, so if you're Asian or GMT, there are still some clans that do events at GMT times, but they're not a lot, or yeah, basically that. So first of all, a clan is a group typically classed into power clans, super clans, and regular clans, hybrid clans, hype clans, and they can have their own theme or lore, tech and bases, and also their own community class, such as first world clans or third world clans. I'll try to keep all personal bias that I potentially have towards any clans that I'll be explaining. Also, to avoid any confusion, I will only be talking about gunfighting, clanning, not any sword clans or anything else. To start it off, clanning is a community. It's made up various clans groups that were made by various clanners and leaders. A clan is made up of the base members that attend diverse events that could be combative, gunfighting, training, or official raids, defenses, scrims, etc. Here are some examples. Now, I'll be explaining all the most popular clan genres quickly in class system. Super clans. From the Roblox wiki, these are your typical clans that appear on the first few pages when you search up for a group, and by that logic, you could include the Soviet Union or even TNI into clanning, even though they both have a division that's specific for clanning. So from my point of view, a super clan is a clan that accepts all and every single person into their clan with no prior induction or investigation to their background, and they're usually either a third world clan. I'll be explaining this after I finish with clan genres, or something like Snowcore, but they in 2023 made an announcement stating only Black Bray elite division within the clan can take defenses in their bases now, so it is no longer a super clan nor a power clan. Power clans. Now onto the essence of clanning. These are usually first world clans that have a filter group definition. Normally they have two groups, the filter group and the normal group. For example, VAC and VAC and Surge and IAP. The filter group aims to remove the bad from the good, and once a person completes their journey in the filter group, they ascend to the normal group and usually get more benefits and privileges within it. Regular clans. This is what usual third world clans are. They are a normal clan that have a person in their high count, check, people trying to join if they're an alt, previous or current cheater, and once a person is in the clan, they can participate in the clan's activities from raids, defenses, to trainings, and different events. Briefly summarize hype and hybrid clans. Hype clans are clans that were previously made and relaunched with hype only to die off in a couple weeks or months. Could result from inactivity, no direction, etc. I haven't yet seen a clan that has utilized a hybrid format other than old clans that are hanging on dear life or have shut down. Basically, they integrate sword fighting into gunfighting, so instead of only using guns in their bases games, you can also utilize swords and fight with them, something like Federation of Arcadia in their Greenhaven map. Alright, oof. After finally done typing this, by the way, if you're already confused, good luck, as this is only the beginning segment of the video. I haven't yet got into the current state of it, maps, a bit of history, community groups, and the most active clans right now. Also some people within the community. Now, unsure if I'm gonna add something else though. Right, onto third world clans and first world clans. Basically, to summarize it, a first world clan has invested time and money into creating a proper organization, good tech, and bases. They have a stable community activity and basically participate in clanning. These are your Vactovian Empire, Snowcore, Surge, Frigid, OP, but you can also call a clan first world from either its member base, not talking about numbers, talking as if they have influential members in the clan and do not let cheaters in. So a third world clan, look, from a base concept, people usually refer to a clan third world as an insult, either from the clan containing degen members, high command or officers, number of cheaters within the clan, shitty rules, but you can also have third world clans that do not tolerate degeneracy within the community and house rules that fight against it. So using the second meaning of a third world clan, you can basically count it as one if they do not have enough funds to invest in good tech or bases slash forts, do not have a good organization and group, or even low activity for members, etc. I'm finally done with explaining what clans are. If even after all this you still have no idea what the basic idea of or concept of clans are, you can show me a message in Discord. Basically, I'm gonna show my account in the screen. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do this, but you'll see it. And also make sure to send a message. I don't accept random friend requests or even the description for any more questions. I'm in comments. Anyways, now that you know what clans are, if you're still here, that means you're interested in beginning your journey within clanning. So how the hell do I begin my journey in it? Right, well, to do such a thing, we're gonna need to do some self-reflection. First of all, ulting, basically using ults, yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, is a major problem within clanning, and if you see that you cannot fill some of the requirements within this video, I'd recommend you just forget about it altogether and start actually playing Roblox instead of trying to join this community. As if you have a main account and have been playing for years, then you need to start playing more. So the requirement is as follows: at least 50 friends. Even if they're completely random or people you know, making friends in Roblox is not a hard thing, unless you're antisocial or don't friend anybody, which would actually be surprising. Account age must be at least 1+ years. You can check it if you join a private server of this game that I'm gonna show on the screen, and type in chat age. I'm also gonna be showing the command on screen. If your main account was terminated, make sure to specify it in either your bio or in the clan description that you're applying to. At least 10 pages of badges, generally even more. That would be more helpful. Some followers, but this might be hard since nobody remembers following people at this point in Roblox. Your account age must be reflected by the items you own. If your account was made in like 2018 and own like no egg hunt hats, that would be concerning. So make sure if there's a Roblox event that gives you free hats to get them, which would greatly benefit you. And you could also use them in some outfits if they actually fit in. Also, and that's basically about it. Just don't cheat, don't be, and you'll most likely be accepted to any clan you apply to, unless they prioritize elites or only taking members that people within the group vouch for. Also, this is used to minimize cheaters. I'm not sure which clans do this. I think Zaid does it. Alright, if you think you're ready to clan and join our great community, I'd recommend to do this first. So first of all, join T9 TSU.
Oh my god, bro.
Look, before the clan veterans or start screaming in the comments, listen. Would you rather attend a group where you can attend combative events with to strengthen your aim or get better game sense, basically, interact with their communities and gain more experience? Or would you rather join a strict filter group and maybe, by your decision, third world clan, attend combative events with people who've been clanning since they've been born, and maybe get picked for a raid/defense when there's a high chance of you getting screamed at or you ruining the event because of your inexperience or otherwise horrible game sense that you still haven't amassed? This is why I recommend slowly and steadily working your way by joining multiple clans, doing aim training. There are also for this section there are a bunch of videos on this. I'm not exactly gonna get into it, but if you do want to replicate aim training inside of Roblox, join the games I've highlighted on the screen. Now, considering you're new, I am legally obliged to show you all the groups as of now. 1707, which is basically, I think that's July if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's July 2023. This may be different from when the video is shown, but yeah, here are what I consider active groups that are good for you right now, regardless of theme and other nonsense. By the way, if you didn't notice, I'm using a script for this video, and this section I'll be explaining it without one, so if there's any inconsistencies, stutters, anything you don't understand, let me know in the comments, or just ignore them. Right, so starting off, TNI. Basically, they have the main roleplay group where they do border patrol instead of their RP game. I unsure currently as TNIC, which is their main clanning division, what state it has become now. Because I am pretty sure I joined like 2021 and I became a raid leader, but can no longer comment on it. But why I put it in this list is because I believe unless they stop doing this, they're still doing combative events, and I really love Archon 3. But regardless of my love to the map that they have, they also do a bunch of events, and I believe TNIC now does events with randoms, like they do it for everybody, so I'm not really sure. I'll remake the abbreviations. TNI is the Nighthawk Imperium, made by Kryptonox. TSU is the Soviet Union, made by Viking Law. And last one, Galactic Army of the Republic, also made by Viking Law. They have multiple groups that do, or divisions I mean, that do combative events. Mostly, I believe it was, what's it called? Right, I won't be doing further comments about Snowcore. I believe they still do combative events, which is basically DTs. Though, I'd recommend just trying to joining Black Beret. I believe they lowered the standards for it. So if you're like mid to high average level in aiming, there's a high chance that you can get in it. I personally was in it, but it wasn't, my experience was meh. It wasn't that great, it wasn't that bad, it was average. Alright, next one, what is it called? Dude, did I actually forget the clan that I'm an officer in? Revolution of Royals, our war. Right, this one, if you actually get past the induction phase, you're gonna love me for this. If you've never been in the clan, people that usually clan are already in it, because they do an event, like let me say 10 events every single day. They're all DTs. So if you're like having low inconsistency of events, you're not attending much, I would recommend, if you can, to join our war, as they host most of the time events every single hour. Yeah, including the weekend. I mean, more on the weekends. Weekdays they also do host events. Right, next one. Next ones are gonna be filter groups that are already specified what they are. Really depends. Look, there's 3 main filter groups as of now. I'm not gonna name any others because they're either I know them or they're not important, basically. So yeah, just stating the names of them. Surge, which is made by Bubbleman without 2 B's in Bubble. Bubbleman 78. VAC, which is made by Vactus. And Soul, which is made by Whites. Right, starting off with Surge. They do events every day. That's basically it. They are quite strict. Are they? Basically, they do enforce the rules, and you are expected to follow their rules and their standards. Same thing as VAC, but I believe VAC is way more polished and organized, and they enforce their rules more, if you catch my drift. So I personally cannot commentate on it. I did try rejoining it 3 times, but they mostly like most of their events and officers are in EST. There are like absolutely no events in GMT times. So if you're GMT Asian or anything similar, I would not recommend joining Seoul, as you will not be attending any events. Anyways, right, after all that, I recommend you pause the video, go to the profiles of the guys I mentioned, and join the groups. Also, if you're interested in the 2 filter groups, or the 3 I guess, I just mentioned, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can't be in VAC and Surge at the same time. Likewise, you can't be in Seoul and in VAC and Surge at the same time. Unless I mentioned this in the previous explanation anyways. And after you have joined half of it, if not all of the groups I mentioned, and have access to events and can interact with the communities, go to the description now and join all the links I've sent you from the Discords. These may not be necessary if you're willing to spend your time only in the groups you're in, but your clanning journey can always change, and these are the most known and used clanning communities. These are basically, first of all, I'm in no point a clanning politics expert, nor do I give a about them, and I'll be giving my own personal views about them from my experience and what I've seen. So GCC and RCN. Starting off, these two groups are divided. I'm quite unsure who founded GCC, nor do I care whether it was Frog, Haydwood, or Weavy Fighter the Clan Killer. It doesn't really matter. This community has multiple channels where clans type out recruitment messages for people to join. Clan tier list. The last one was in January. Not sure when they're making the new one. That I am unsure if they're still doing it. Raids, scrims, spar requests, channels where you can ask other clans people to exactly what it says. Oh yeah, I think GCC and RCN are hostile / non-friendly towards each other, which I'm not quite surprised, but RCN is exactly the same as GCC, but its founder is Foxy Maggie and Greeminator, if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't really matter. We consider both of these Discord servers the hub of our community, and where you can commonly find the most degenerate ever. How Thornlocks and Virian even allowed on the Discords? It's quite surprising. Whether this statement gets me doxxed or witch hunted, I don't exactly care, as I have a VPN. I never use a social media account where I leaked my name and shit. Nor do I care about this, since this is a Lego game. If you're new and don't understand what I said, I was just going off a tangent to myself. And to some certain individuals, if they're watching this video. Basically, the last community server that was made as of late is the C&G server, which is basically clan and guilds server, made by War Commander Ghost Tactical, HeyPro, and Pol321321. They have a forum system that has all the old people that have been clanning since the dawn of time, and if you have any questions about the history of clanning individuals, you can ask here and you'll 99% of the time be answered, where the truth is hidden behind a veil of time that only a few people can understand. This last segment was largely because half of all these are talking about is 10% not understandable, because every single person has a different interpretation of it unless you were in that time. But nonetheless, if you are new, you should not be concerning yourself over that. Focus on developing yourself and either interact with Roblox RP servers, as they are most likely to last longer than clans, unless VAC or Soul is there for another 10 years. Now, CCR, RCR. These servers house all the cheaters that have been caught from the clans I'm in. Oh, no. Let me slow down. No, CCR and RCR. They house all the cheaters that have been caught and exposed. From the clan I'm in, I have heard some cheaters in CCR pay the admins to no longer be counted as cheaters, but most of the time it's accurate. General rule: if you're thinking someone is cheating, always record any official events against other clans so you can determine if they are or not. Majority rule says if 30 people in VC are screaming and saying that guy is aim locking, it 99.99% of the time it's true. I've also linked the CWR if you want to see the weird side of clanners. Right, this is basically, I believe, all the things you need to kickstart your clanning career. I've given you clans to join, what clanning is, and some community servers to basically learn about clanning. So you can totally just click off the video. Right now, for this last bit, I will only be mentioning some figures within the clanning communities and some bases that people play on. And for others within the community, if you consider yourself popular or influential towards the progression of clanning and how it became now, then I don't give a... What better way to start than to start with the bane of all existence, Gardibass. This guy has been a general in Archon in times before Discord even existed and TeamSpeak was existing at the time.
How many kids do you have in your basement, and why are you feeding them chicken nuggets, man?
You're gonna be one of the kids in my basement if you don't stop talking too soon. What are you doing?
Founder of Extension Unit, to my knowledge, is no longer active now. And General of Victoria, RIP. And he's supposedly a pedophile, if I'm not right. He's generally mean because of his videos and clips of him saying dumb shit like,
Never again. I hate black people for that reason. I hate black people. Everyone who came us wrong.
Why do you talk to 3 12-year-olds?
I don't know. I like them.
and his obsession over always having 200 people pocket him every single game. Next person, Paul 321321. Honestly, I've never spoken nor ever heard him speak, unless it was like one time inside of a VC, since he's only in Frigid and he's also the commissioner of the Competitive Combatant League, otherwise known as a CCL, which is basically, in layman's term, the esports of clanning. Next person, Ghost Tactical. Mr. Raid Boss, as people say, but once again, I've only been in only one of his defenses, and I haven't played with him enough to determine whether he's actually good at leading or not, as if you ask someone, like 99% of the time, the top 5 raid leaders in the game, he's always in one of them. Right, next person, Drain Tech. Drain is also within Frigid, so I am unable to play with him, and he's hosted one single event in CSP. Though I was led by him in a raid for Soul and did some DTs with him, my overall deduction of him is that he's chill outside of events. Next influential person, Octavia Vidami. The absolute best, the top, the definition of excellence, the cream of the crop. Octavia is better than every one of us, and we must kneel ourselves during his presence. His sheer presence brings about sunshines and flowers wherever he goes. Success is surely brung whenever he's around. Anyways, this fucking led myth and caused it to go downhill. I personally do not know this dude nor even spoken to him, but you don't exactly hear good stuff whenever his name is mentioned.
This fucking retard Octavia that has no bitches, no dog, and no decided to leave because his clan is dog shit and can't.
Oh yeah, there's also a podcast of him talking about most of the high command in the group I'm in. Fun fact, he's also a furry and a My Little Pony fan. He's also a bit weird. Right, who else I could think of off the top of my... Oh yeah, Hey-Pro. I mean, I don't even know what he does anymore, nor what he did. He was in Widge and was good a shooter. I haven't heard anything of him lately, nor the S2N second to none group he has, or owns, I guess. But most of the people in S2N are considered high elites. I've seen from person White's saying, if I'm not mistaken, please don't crucify me for this. Also, White's is the later for Soul, if you've already forgotten, that Sofa Poppings cheated and they defended him, if I'm not mistaken. Right, now lastly, bases, yay! I believe I haven't gone over this, but I believe briefly explain how the different events within clanning work. DTs, defensive trainings, are done either in a can this goddamn dog shut up? Are done either in a fair zone or a base. Fair zones are maps that are 1-to-1, and as the name states, fair. Popular examples like Surge, Warehouse, Vac Docks, RC, Snow Coagulation Factory, and every single clan's pick grounds. Fair zones can have classes depending on the group, like Myths Nightclub, and you normally play for an objective like a hard point, or even in some places payload like the Roblox Army's Scorched Eden. Bases / forts. These are maps with also 2 teams that instead of just being a replica can also have the same game modes like payload, for example TRA's Outpost Frostbite, or control point like like Imperial Armada's how do you say it? Imperial Armada Arcanian Frontier 3, my favorite base. Now, if you're still interested in seeing more bases, you can check out the document I had created in the description that has a collection of bases I've collected throughout times. I still haven't done a complete revision or added anything new, so it may still be a bit outdated on some bases, if they've been updated anyways. That's basically all for me. If you're still interested in the history of clanning, read the wiki or join CNG. For any more questions that I could maybe answer, ask me in the comments or in my Discord. Goodbye, glory to boss, and join me today.